They didn't see this coming. One moment, the cameras were rolling, the music was blasting, and the crowd was screaming for a rising dancehall star living his best life, and the next moment, everything about this relationship started to look suspiciously messy. Because what if the love story between Aviva and Stig wasn't the fairy tale the cameras wanted us to believe? What if the jealousy, the rumors, and those awkward silences weren't just normal relationship struggles, but clues to something way deeper going on behind the scenes of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days on TLC? And here's where it gets interesting. Because somewhere between the stage lights, the viral fan clips, and the shady whispers floating across TikTok and Reddit threads, people started noticing little details that didn't quite add up. Screenshots.
Comments. Moments caught on camera that looked completely different when you watched them a second time. Stay with this story, because by the end of it, you might realize something shocking. This relationship may have been doomed from the very beginning. At first glance, Aviva and Stig looked like another classic entry into the chaotic universe of international love stories. She came in with hope, with that familiar 90-day optimism that love can overcome borders, culture, and distance. He came in with confidence, the energy of a performer used to attention, applause, and a lifestyle built around fans and music. When they first appeared together, it almost felt cinematic. Stig, a dancehall artist used to commanding a stage, moving with the rhythm of flashing lights and loud crowds. Aviva watching from the sidelines, smiling, trying to look supportive even when something in her expression suggested she wasn't fully comfortable with what she was seeing. And that was the first subtle crack viewers noticed. Because when Stig performed, he didn't just perform. He flirted with the crowd, played into the energy, and leaned into the kind of stage persona that blurs the line between entertainer and heartthrob. If you've ever watched a dancehall show, you know the vibe. It's loud, it's electric, it's full of playful tension between artist and audience. But for Aviva, standing there in the middle of that world, the experience looked complicated. The cameras captured small moments that said more than any argument ever could. A smile that faded a little too quickly. A glance toward the stage when another woman got a little too close. The kind of quiet reaction that viewers immediately started dissecting online. And if you've ever been down the rabbit hole of reality TV fandom, you already know what happens next. Reddit threads light up, TikTok edits start circulating, suddenly everyone is analyzing body language like they're part-time relationship detectives. Some fans argued Aviva was simply adjusting to a lifestyle she had never experienced before. Dating a musician, especially one with a growing fan base, comes with a certain level of chaos. The attention, the rumors, the late nights, the constant presence of other people. But others started whispering something a little more serious. Maybe Aviva wasn't just uncomfortable, maybe she was seeing warning signs. And then there were the rumors. At first they were easy to dismiss. Social media gossip spreads faster than facts, especially when a reality TV relationship is involved. A screenshot here, a vague comment there, a fan claiming they saw Stig flirting with someone at a show. None of it seemed concrete. But the whispers didn't stop. In fact, they started multiplying. One viral TikTok clip showed Stig interacting with fans after a performance. Totally normal, right? Except in the background, viewers noticed something strange. A woman standing very close to him, not like a fan asking for a photo, but like someone who already knew him. The clip itself didn't prove anything, but the comments section exploded. Wait, who is she? Why does he look nervous when the camera turns? Am I the only one who thinks Aviva looks uncomfortable in this scene? And suddenly the narrative around this couple started shifting. Because here's the thing about reality TV that longtime fans know very well. What we see on screen isn't always the full story. Producers have a term for it, Franken editing. Taking pieces of different moments and stitching them together to create a storyline that feels dramatic enough to keep viewers hooked. And sometimes that editing can make a relationship look better, or worse, than it actually is. But even with editing, certain emotions are impossible to fake. One of the most talked about scenes between Aviva and Stig happened after a performance. The crowd had just cleared out, the stage lights were fading, and the energy of the show was still buzzing in the air. Aviva tried to bring up something that had clearly been bothering her. Not in an aggressive way. Not in a dramatic confrontation. More like someone carefully testing the waters. She mentioned the flirting, the rumors, the way some fans seemed a little too comfortable around him. And Stig's reaction, well, that's when things started getting messy. Instead of addressing the concern directly, he brushed it off. Called the rumors fake news. Told her she was overthinking things. Classic reality TV tension. But viewers watching at home noticed the shift in body language. The way Aviva seemed hesitant to push further. The way Stig's tone turned defensive almost immediately. That moment sparked a wave of discussion online about something deeper than jealousy. Some fans began calling it gaslighting. Others said it was just a couple struggling with communication. But the debate kept growing. Because Aviva wasn't just worried about rumors. She was worried about the future. In several conversations, she made it clear she wanted something serious. A family, stability, the kind of relationship where trust isn't constantly being tested by public attention and late-night shows. And to be fair, Stig said he wanted those things too. He talked about commitment, about building a future together. But words are easy, actions are where things get complicated. If you look closely at the timeline of their relationship, you start noticing something interesting. The moments when Aviva seemed the most uncertain often happened right after Stig's performances or public appearances. It's almost like two completely different worlds were colliding. In one world, Stig was the confident dancehall artist surrounded by fans. In the other, he was supposed to be a partner preparing for a serious relationship that might eventually involve marriage, visas, and a whole new life together. That pressure alone can break couples apart in the 90-day universe. And then came the moment that really made fans pause. During one particular performance, Stig chose a song that raised more than a few eyebrows. The lyrics, the energy, the way he interacted with the crowd, it all leaned heavily into the kind of flirtatious persona that works great on stage, but looks very different when your partner is standing just a few feet away watching everything. Aviva's reaction was subtle but unforgettable. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. That clip started circulating online almost immediately, with viewers debating what they had just witnessed. Was it harmless stage behavior? Or was it disrespectful? Halfway through this saga, if you're enjoying deep dives like this, subscribing to Talent Zone updates helps us keep uncovering the stories behind reality TV's most dramatic couples. Because sometimes the real drama isn't what producers show you, it's what happens in the moments they barely explain. And speaking of unexplained moments, this is where the story takes a turn. Around the time these episodes were airing, fans began digging through social media activity connected to Stig's music career. Old photos, tagged posts, event appearances, and one discovery in particular sent the speculation into overdrive. There were images of Stig with another woman that predated his relationship with Aviva, but what caught people's attention wasn't just the photos themselves. It was the timeline. Because the posts didn't look as old as some viewers expected. Suddenly people started asking uncomfortable questions. Had that relationship really ended before Aviva entered the picture? Or had things overlapped in a way that the show never addressed? Now, to be clear, there's no confirmed evidence that Stig was cheating during his relationship with Aviva. Social media speculation isn't proof of anything. But the timing, combined with the rumors already circulating, created the perfect storm of doubt. And that doubt slowly began affecting how viewers interpreted every scene between them. A simple disagreement about communication suddenly looked like something bigger. Aviva's hesitation started to feel more like someone sensing trouble but not wanting to believe it yet. Stig's frustration started to look less like impatience, and more like someone tired of being questioned. By the time the story reached what felt like the emotional breaking point, the tension between them was almost impossible to ignore. Aviva wanted reassurance. Real reassurance. Not just words. Stig wanted trust. The kind that doesn't constantly challenge his lifestyle. And that's the core conflict that reality TV often turns into must-watch drama. Two people wanting different versions of the same relationship. But here's the twist that made longtime fans of the 90-day franchise stop and think. Because the biggest problem between Aviva and Stig might not have been rumors, jealousy, or even cultural differences. It might have been timing. Stig was in the middle of building a music career that thrives on public attention and constant movement. Aviva was looking for stability, privacy, and the security needed to start a family. Those two paths aren't impossible to merge, but they require a level of communication and trust that many couples struggle to maintain even without cameras involved. And when you add reality TV producers, editing, public speculation, and thousands of strangers analyzing your relationship online, the pressure multiplies. By the time viewers reach the emotional peak of their story, many had already made up their minds. Some believed Aviva deserved someone more stable. Others believed Stig was being unfairly judged for simply living the life of a performer. And that brings us to the question that still divides fans of this storyline. Was Aviva right to question everything she saw? Or did the constant rumors and online speculation slowly destroy a relationship that might have survived if the world hadn't been watching so closely? Because sometimes the most dramatic part of reality TV isn't the fights or the rumors. It's the uncomfortable realization that love can exist between two people who simply want different futures. So now the debate is yours. Was Stig misunderstood, or were the warning signs there all along?
Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe Daniel John Updates YouTube channel for more update news.